Rick, this is great. So I just want to make sure I'm following you, and because this is exactly how I came out of the show, and this is a lot from talking to IT professionals, not necessarily the presenting programs, but there is a lot of uncertainty on. There's certainty that the speeds are going to get faster. That's clear historically. So we know that. There's uncertainty in how it's going to be done.
Correct.
And we've seen this, for example, the 24 fiber MPO fair. Right. You had to have it. Well, no, you didn't. Add into that some proprietary technology, namely Cisco bidirectional transceiver. Hey, it's a great, it's a great piece of technology, but potentially a Band-Aid, but also outside of the standards, which is very important, or certainly a factor. Now added that into the market we know and we love, that now there's multiple different ways you could do this. Cost is huge, and listen, you and I know better than anybody, as well as all of our customers, adding cost and infrastructure every generation of hardware upgrade is a nuisance, to say the least. So, I guess really that goes right into, what I'm looking for you to present is, what's the solution in this environment of uncertainty, of, disruption? We know things are going to go in a certain way, but nobody really knows how we're going to get there. Right. Nobody's got a crystal ball. Right. So how the heck do you do this?
Well, so here's the thing. So again, we talked about the different style of transceivers. Actually, I have it if you guys want to take a look at the screen right now. I have obviously the transceivers that are on there. Obviously, you see, the MPO-based optics. You see the BiDi-based optics, along with, what would maybe look like duplex LC as far as BiDi goes, and/or wave division multiplexing goes. There's obviously a push for 25 gig and 50 gig over a duplex style signal. That's where it's headed. But case in point, and you got to think about it, right? So you have an existing data center, okay, because everybody's not building that new,
right?
Okay? So you have multiple millions of dollars invested in your infrastructure, utilizing a certain style of transmission technology right now. Say you're using, BiDi, for example.
Yep.
And then now, you bought the latest, top of row switches, and you're got the latest core switch, and all of a sudden, boom, 100 gig uplinks that are using SR4 or QSFP MPO-based optics. How do you connect that now? Okay. Well, sure. I'll order an MPO cable. I'll plug it in, but now I got to go out to say my top of rows that have LC-based style interconnects. Well. Now all of a sudden, I'm switching over from a parallel optic system over to a duplex system and back and forth. Simply ordering a standard cable that we're accustomed to is not going to work anymore. Say, for example, again, it's all duplex-based interconnect, and now, I'm expanding out. I'm bringing in new pods, which is the big trend out there right now, building data centers out with pods. And I need to connect this into my system, and this is all, again, 40 and 100 gigabit base MPO optics. And I need to connect it into my existing infrastructure. And I have even if I have an MPO-based infrastructure with cassette modules, you would think that I'd be able just to, for example, pull those cassette modules out and put MPO feed-throughs in and connect that moving forward. And that's simply not the case. And number one, it depends on the method that you're using. Number two, we have to worry about the genders. And then number three, I can't order the same MPO cable to plug in from, say, a machine-to-machine or in structured cabling because I have to be concerned with the genders in the path. It becomes very difficult to do, very, very difficult to do. And then again, the benefit to some of the LC-based higher speeds, whether we're talking about 25 or 50 gig, or if we're talking about what's going to be new. Over shortwave division multiplexing is that, the advantage of trying to stick with our LC-based infrastructure is that, obviously we can run it on a duplex path or our duplex system. If we think about it, if we use MPO, we have to add lanes or fiber, for example, to our system.
Yep.
Hence, more costs.
Yep.
Okay. But again, as you, I think, eloquently put, your infrastructure needs to be flexible because, it's in our opinion, and the majority of the industry's opinion, that you're not going to be able just to settle on one technology. You're going to have a mix of both duplex and parallel, and your infrastructure has to be flexible enough to go back and forth from parallel to duplex signal, and you need to be able to do that cost effectively. And besides Cable Express and the multi-path system that we'll go over in a bit, there's simply no way to do that on the marketplace right now without spending big dollars.